I'm being assaulted by Dad's friend and I have no one to talk to. I'm not the oop. This was posted by U significant ELK 201 in R true off my chest. Trigger warning. Attempted grooming. Molestation. Pos dad. Less than. Mood spoiler. Lose faith in humanity kind of post. Less than. Original. The 25th of October 22. I'm being assaulted by Dad's friend and I have no one to talk to. Trigger warning. This may be triggering for some people that went through assault. English is not first language, so please excuse my mistakes. Me, 15F, and my dad, 49M, get along pretty well. He taught me to love fantasy and fiction. But since his friend, 37M, started to get around, things changed. It's been more than 8 years since I met my dad's friend. Let's call him Jay. Jay is being like a tail to my dad, and I haven't been with my dad alone for more than 2 hours for these past 8 years I've known him. Few years after, I started avoiding my dad because of Jay. And for the last 3 years things went really bad. Jay is the type of person that has to annoy someone 24/7 and I'm the victim. But this isn't just innocent provoking like people do. But it makes me really uncomfortable. For example, every time I walk in front of him, he slaps my ass and makes comments about my body changes since I hit puberty. He also randomly walks up to me and just annoys me without a reason. He steals my phone, or whatever I'm doing at the moment. Dad was usually around to stop him. But lately Jay specifically chooses moments when my dad's in the shower or somewhere he can't hear me. Because I usually scream. Lot of the things he does to me are hurting a bit. It's not like I have bruises, but still. My dad has to slap him or stand between us to stop him, and Jay gaslights me and my dad to believe I started it. I feel like Jay destroyed my relationship with my dad and I'm so angry and mad at him for doing that. And lot of people say he turned my dad into a bad dad by getting him into drinking and not paying attention to me when I need him. I hate Jay so much. But because I'm still 15, I just can't decide whether I want to go to my dad's or not. I just can't do this anymore. I feel like I have to watch out every minute I'm there and I can't even relax. I don't want to lose my relationship with Dad, but I can't handle being around Jay anymore. I'm helpless. I don't know what to do. Edit. I forgot to say that we are usually at my grandpa's house when I'm with Dad because my grandpa is lonely most of the time. And another thing is that I still go to grandpa's house to protect my little cousin. 13F. From going through the same things I went. When I'm there, Jay concentrates on me. When I'm not, he concatenates on her. Update. The 31st of January 23. Update. I'm being assaulted by my dad's friend and I have no one to talk to. Hey everyone. It's been a while since I posted here. Original post is in my profile. Since I wrote here, a lot happened. I'll try to keep it short, but I don't know how it works out. The next weekend after I posted here, I went to my dad's and told my dad about everything. He said he's sorry that I feel this way and he'll talk to Jay about it. I said that I'm open to give second chance to him and Jay if he promises that it will never happen again. I also said that if it will, doesn't matter where are we staying. Sometimes we stay at grandpa's. Sometimes at my dad's, and my dad's house is an hour from my home. Grandpa's about 20 minutes by car. I am turning around, leaving, and will he going no contact with Jay and low contact with him. My dad told me he understood. Later Jay came to talk to me. He also said he's sorry and that he never realized how I felt because I was laughing and he thought it's just that game we used to play when I was a kid. I'm certain that that game wasn't meant to be sexualized. And that was pretty much the end of the conversation. I also contacted Dad's old friend Kay, who stopped talking to my dad before Jay came around, and I knew Kay since I was a kid and he's really nice person. On a weekend somewhere around middle of November, I once again went to my grandpa's house with my cousin, thinking everything will be fine. I haven't seen my dad since that conversation we had. I talked with my cousin about everything and told her that if something happens, I'm not leaving her and taking her home with me. When we arrived, Jay was in the garden with my dad doing some work. My dad came to greet us, hugged me, and then Jay came and slapped my ass. He realized what he'd done and started apologizing immediately. I turned to my dad, told him to say hi to Grandpa for us, and asked him to tell Grandpa that we are sorry for not visiting, but it's on Jay. My dad practically begged me not to leave and said it's a mistake. I grabbed my cousin's hand and my bag. We left to the train station and left. Whole week after that was hell. My DOS and Jay were blowing up my phone, but I ignored them. Later that same week, Kay asked me if I want to spend weekend at his house in the capital city and we can go to the cinema, or he can just show me around the city, and I agreed. It was wonderful weekend and I enjoyed it more than I ever enjoyed any weekend with my dad and Jay. Kay acted like my father more than my actual father. When the weekend was ending, I decided I want to be petty and posted a picture with Kay on my Instagram, knowing very well my dad and Jay follow me there. They were both blowing up my phone once again, but I ignored them again. Now I'm seeing my dad when he's alone and Jay is at his house an hour away, and I see him once a month. But I still am in contact with my grandpa, and most of my weekends spend there with uncle and cousin. Without Jay and dad. Sorry this has been long, but I just wanted to update y'all. Thank you Reddit for saving me from abuse from the one I called family. I don't know how I would feel without you waking me up to reality. Thank you. Reminder, I'm not the oop. Gee, it sure is slow on BORU today. This gets posted. You know what? That's enough for today. Dad, your friend keeps touching me in ways that make me feel violated. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you feel that way? Excuse me, but what the ever-loving fuck? Sometimes we stay at Grandpa's. Sometimes at my dad's, and my dad's house is an hour from my home. Grandpa's about 20 minutes by car. Anyone else super confused by the guardianship arrangements here? Where is Oops home? And why is there no mention of any adults there to talk to? Like the mom? Like there has to be some adult worth their salt to step up for this kid. Jay is absolutely disgusting. I was sure he would not suddenly change for the better after agreeing to. But the dad is also terrible. How could you let someone do that to your own daughter? I am glad Oop has someone to escape to and hopefully doesn't have to contend with Jay again. He said, he's sorry that I feel this way. This phrase never should have been invented, and her dad never should have been allowed to have kids. Yikes. Her dad chose a friendship with his child's abuser over his own child. That's vile. An absolute failure of a parent. I don't care how alone I am, which I assume the father is. If my friend treated my kid like that, disgusting. The father was never a good father. According to Oop, he has been with Jay attached to the hip for 8 years. So the good memories are from when Oop was 7 years old. 7 years old don't have good judgment on what a good parent is. Particularly when it doesn't sound like the father is the primary parent. It's unclear who the hell is the primary parent, but she has another home. It's also important that Kay stopped being friends with the dad. So that's a red flag for the dad. I'm sorry nobody is there for Oop. I also don't trust Kay. He is an old man who invites a teenager to spend a weekend at their place in the city. Like what? Edit. Sounds like she lives with her mom, but she also sucks. I live with my mom and she knows about this problem. She supports me and helps me with an excuse to not go. But she says she can't solve this for me. I have to solve it myself. I also used to bring my friend around, but that wouldn't stop Jay from doing these things. And I don't talk anymore with her. Even my friend found it weird. Does nobody else find it incredibly odd that Oop contacted another, apparently ex-friend of her father and spent an entire weekend with him where he treated her more like a father than her father ever had? What is that about exactly? Does anyone else think that Dad and Jay are dating? What an absolute failure of a father. These posts exist to remind us that violence sometimes is the answer. Recap. Oop is 15. Her dad is an enabler. Her dad's friend Jay is a sexual predator who makes inappropriate comments and does things like slap OOP's ass. It sounds like Oop doesn't live with her dad, and mostly sees him when visiting her grandfather. Oop has a 13-year-old cousin who Jay focuses on if Oop isn't around. Oop tries to protect her cousin. Oop lays a firm boundary with her dad. On the last visit, Oop arrives. Dad hugs her. Jay slaps her ass. Oop takes cousin and leaves. There's a train station involved. So hooray for distance. Dad and Jay blow up her phone. More so when they realize she's not communicating with them but is spending time with what sounds like a decent uncle. K. Dad's other friend. K. Who gave me an uncle vibe. And I hope I'm right that he's like a good uncle. End recap. I feel bad for Oop. Now knowing what the laws and expectations are in her country, try. It might not be a matter of tell a mandated reporter. My theory is Dad and Jay sound like creeps with something in common. That's why Dad allows daughter to treat Jay inappropriately. Op needs to leave ASAP. Where is this girl's parents? Why isn't CPS being called? Why is Op going on an hour drive to see Dad's friend? Where are the real adults here? This is enough BORU for me for a while. This makes me so angry to be a woman. Today was a bad day to know how to read. The next weekend after I posted here, I went to my dad's and told my dad about everything. He said, he's sorry that I feel this way. Is this guy brain dead? I read the original of this and no one commented on a 15-year-old going to spend time with an adult man in the city. I felt like it was another grooming situation. But my mom says she can't solve this for me. I have to solve it myself. Thanks for being absolutely no help. Mom, is anyone actually planning to care for this child?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.